Hi, my name is Omoyele Sowore of Sahara Reporters. You are watching AFK Insider. I was motivated by what I would say the declining standard of media that greeted Nigeria after the country returned to civil rule in 1999. Prior to that, I was a student activist and then fought along several other activists in the country to return the military to their barracks, essentially to bring about civil rule, because Nigeria had been under military rule for a prolonged period of time. And there was a vibrant media during that period, and I'd expected a carryover of that spirit of journalism into the civilian era, and just completely saw that the media seemed to have declined, just as Nigeria was entering the era of civil rule. So I was disappointed with that, and I felt like people needed to get accurate information, they need adequate information so that they don't go back to sleep. I think two other things I would think motivated me was, it was a time I was becoming introduced to the internet as a tool that can facilitate mass communication the way I've never seen before, because I just arrived in the US about that same time. And a few months later was also the major uprising in the US against the World Trade Organization, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, all of those activism that took place, especially in Seattle, where the mainstream media completely blacked out the protests and focused more on what was happening in the inside, whereas people were getting dragged on the street, and beaten up. So you found out that most of the reporting that was done at that time were done by the people that we now know as the indie media in the US. So that actually was also very fascinating to me, and I was quite impressed by that. And I thought, oh, this could be replicated in my country. And here comes a name for it, citizen journalism. So I latched onto that and started thinking about it. It took me a while before it became reality. I started by writing articles and then later joined up with someone in 2005 to start a major project of looking at properties owned by Nigerian politicians offshore, especially outside of Nigeria. So we found a lot of them in the UK, London in particular, which is their very particular destination for such wasteful acquisition of properties. And we found some near Washington DC in a place known as Potomac, one of the most expensive zip codes in the Northeast. And we started obtaining information. I should say, one of the most surprising things to me was that the information about these properties were actually publicly available, with their names written on it. And in some circumstances, they will use offshore companies created in tax havens, like the Cayman Islands, to purchase the properties. But somehow we traced them back to these guys and we started publishing them. They became hot cake in Nigeria. People were amazed that we could obtain this kind of information regarding properties owned by Nigerian governors. We found one in Brooklyn which was bought by the son of the president. By his mom paid for it. So we did a couple of stories like that that ignited an era of inquisition in Nigeria about how far ordinary citizens can go to dig out information about corruption, offshore corruption in particular, relating to government officials in Nigeria. And that was very powerful.